मेरे बॉक्स ऑफिस नंबर्स इतने अच्छे नहीं है, और फिर भी मुझे काम तो मिल रहा है और अच्छा काम मिल रहा है। अगर वर्सटैलिटी अगर मैं थोड़ा दिखा पाती हूँ तो शायद फिल्म मेकर्स देख लें। मैं तो लाइफ में बहुत सरफरी हूँ, बहुत ज्यादा सरफरी हूँ। आई थिंक मैं यहाँ तक पहुंच ही नहीं पाती अगर मैं सरफरी नहीं होती। आई डोंट नो, लाइक इट्स अ वेरी बोल्ड मूव एंड इट्स अ वेरी, but I really want to do that.
For all film-related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Pooja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Radhika, lovely to meet you. मुझे एक पहली चीज बता, कितने सरफरी हो वैसे आप?
ओ, मैं तो लाइफ में बहुत सरफरी हूँ, बहुत ज्यादा सरफरी हूँ। आई थिंक मैं यहाँ तक पहुंच ही नहीं पाती अगर मैं सरफरी नहीं होती।
वैसे सबसे सरफरी चीज क्या की थी आपने, जो which you recollect like saying that I was really सरफरा?
I think just asking my parents to come to Bombay without any prior training in acting, and just going for it and just saying that I don't know, I just feel it in my gut, and just giving it a try.
So you had that conviction, and to have reached so far, I mean, it's amazing, and especially for somebody, I mean, you didn't have a big ticket marking your entry. You just came in and saying, "Let me take off." I mean, how? How?
I have no idea, man. The only thing that I remember is being in front of the camera. They had come to Delhi to audition for some television show, and I remember I faced the camera for the first time, and मेरा प्लान था कि मैं एक प्रोफेशनल डांसर बनूं। जैज में मैं ट्रेन थी, कंटेम्प्रेरी में मैं ट्रेन थी, and I very vividly remember I came in front of the camera, and I don't know how good the audition was, but I just felt very safe. I just felt very protected. I couldn't see anybody else in the room, and it's a very similar feeling that I used to feel on stage while I used to perform in front of the audience. But I felt even safer, and I just kept chasing that feeling. I just kept running behind that feeling without any training in acting, and just to convince my parents that I'm going to leave everything. I'm going to leave my college and then my city and everything just to chase that feeling was a very surfy move.
Awesome, yeah, that's so commendable to go after what you want and to make it happen also, because now, you know, your filmography, you're young, you're still very young, you've got a long way to go, but it proves that you have that aptitude and that conviction in you. So kudos, yeah, it's just amazing.
Thank you so much.
I mean, जैसे आप roles कर रहे हो different now, in this also, that Rani is a woman who is happy to support her husband, and he is also happy to, you know, नहीं तो ये होता है, नहीं मैं मर्द हूँ, मैं तुम पर कैसे, you know? It's a lot. So what was this whole thing about being in, you know, Sarfira and being directed by Sudha also?
Yes, I think the way Rani was written and Sudha ma'am it were the main reasons why I wanted to get on board as soon as possible. I didn't know at that point that Akshay sir is also going to be a part of it. I wasn't told that when the script came to me. It's just, Rani is just so badass. She is so empowered, so clear, passionate, fiery. And when Rani came to me, I had just finished doing Sana, which was a really tough film for me.
Yeah.
And I was in a really dark space mentally at that point, and she just came as a breath of fresh air and just reminded me who I actually was. I'd forgotten that part of me, and that was the main reason I wanted to do it. And of course, how you said that she's not like a typical wife in a mainstream commercial film. She's very clear, she's very fiery, she equally believes in her dream, and she doesn't mind supporting her husband. She has those जो शर्तों वाला सीन है, जो प्रपोजल सीन है, इसमें वो 3 शर्तें अपनी बताती है. The clarity she has that कि ये problems दे सकती हैं. So I just want to be clear from the very first go. And I just loved all of that.
Awesome. And also, I mean, when you see the Tamil one, it was like, you know, Sorare Potru, I mean, with Surya in it. And this, I mean, what I like about the fact is with someone so young playing, she's also young at that time when they were hoping for what they wanted, but with such conviction, to draw it from yourself. Somewhere you are that person yourself, I guess, to have believed in it. Why is she a doggo?
Oh, it's
The best thing. Don't disturb. Best thing in the world. So, to believe, to have, and to play her with that conviction. So what is your process? As you said, Sana is something that talks about unresolved trauma.
Correct.
And हम सबका life में unresolved trauma है. जब we play someone, अपना खुद का आता है वापस, comes on the surface. If I see you, I will say, oh my God, shit, there's something in me also. So what was that like, dabbling these two spaces? अपना कौन सा आपको लगा मेरा unresolved trauma था? Then you play her and saying like, I have this in me.
Thankfully, I had finished doing Sana, so I was anyway, I'd kind of, how do I say it, lived those traumas, and I'd just gotten done. So there was a release somewhere. And I was looking for that ray of sunshine in my life, and Rani came to me at the right time. As I said, she reminded me who I was like a few years ago. I'd forgotten about it. So it was just beautiful.
The hustle and hustling away. Is that why you forgot key? Somewhere one gets lost in the...
Yes, and also playing different characters.
Yeah.
Sometimes you hold on to some characteristics of your character. You give something and you don't realize it. You only realize it after a few years that, oh, what have I become? Life also happens to you.
Yeah.
And I think when I saw Rani, it was like, oh, this was me. This is what got me here. Why have I forgotten about it? So it was just beautiful to rediscover her with me. And of course, the prep was there. I am a Delhi girl. And people tell me कि अरे तेरे interviews में पता लग जाता है, meetings में पता लग जाता है, तेरा दिल्लीपन है, and I'm very proud of that. मैं दिल्ली हूँ. But to play a Maharashtrian woman was a task. So we did work on the dialect, and we trained for a few months on the dialect, caught onto the body language, and the soul was, I think, already there somewhere within me. So we just had to amalgamate everything and put it out and play with it.
And what was it like sharing screen space with Akshay Kumar? Obviously, when you were growing up in Delhi, then those days, I mean, that was the time when the Khiladis and all those movies were coming.
Yeah.
Because I'm way older than you, but around the time as old as you are, तब मैंने college खत्म कर लिया था, तो Akshay had to establish himself as a box office hero. So what was it like sharing screen space with him?
Oh, it's really nice because he doesn't come up with that superstardom air around him. He's very real and very gracious. He respects all of his co-actors, not just me. And he was so easy, and he just made things comfortable, and that is it. I think not coming with that baggage of a superstar really helped everyone on the set, not just me. So I think it was very, very easy and breezy to just shoot with him. It was a lot of fun.
But a lot of people are also saying that, you don't see this in reverse, this May, December, as it's called, in reverse, where a 58-year-old woman might want to romance a 25-year-old boy. वो acceptable नहीं होगा. Like we've seen in Hollywood, idea of you will see, it's just touched upon in OTT shows. But it seems like Vidya, Shefali Shah, all have said that this is something that we really need to work on. It's not acceptable. Only the hero can do it. The male actors can. What do you have your take on this? Like whether it's Salman, whether it's Akshay, whether it's Shah Rukh Khan, they're all, their heroines seem to be getting younger.
Yes, I would love to see scripts where the roles are reversed. I think I only saw it in The Suitable Boy, maybe. Tabu Ma'am and Ishan. It was amazing. But very few roles are being written like this. So I would love to see that as an audience. But here, you know what? I actually thought about the age difference. But the way it was written in the script, it was so... it was acknowledged from the word go. The very first scene, the introduction scene of Rani, it was a difference. Plus, I found it a bit deeper and way more layered, because even though the society around them were telling them that, hey, there's an age difference, and why do you want to marry this girl, or why do you want to marry this guy, or whatever, they didn't opt for the superficial thing. I think the thing that they fell in love was their dreams, the respect. Nobody understood them. They only understood each other. So they saw themselves in the other person, which was a really layered take.
Yeah.
And she says no. She cannot respect herself and him. She's not going to say yes.
Absolutely. No.
So I loved this layer, which was deeper, which wasn't that, hey, she's a young, good-looking girl. And it wasn't conventional in that way. It was way deeper. So I think that's the reason we in none of the reviews it was mentioned about the age difference. Otherwise, whenever there's an age difference and in a film, people always comment on that.
But usually, but agar woman ka hota to jada, with men they let it pass. But I'm just glad over the past few days I've seen a lot of movies internationally though with the reverse.
I would love to see that. I would love to play it whenever I get even older.
You have time to do that. As of now,
30s, early 40s, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, wait karo. I mean, Vidya and all things, they're all wanting something like that. Unki bari aane do aap. And also, you were also on the jury of the international Emmys, and today, how was that experience like, Radhika? I mean, for somebody so young, you would say like it's not even been 10 years as such, but to meet these creators and people from across, watch their work, what was that like?
It was amazing. It was beautiful. Whenever I go for any film festival, forget about, as a jury member, even if when I go to film festivals with my film, I come back feeling so hungry for work, so passionate. I think it just reignites my love for art. Being a jury member was extremely overwhelming. I couldn't believe it. It took me a lot of time to believe it. Once I reached there, once I interacted with the other jury members, that's when I realized that, oh, wow. But I also observed a very, very interesting thing. Like I've been to Talent as a jury member and with my film. Emmys was the first time as a jury member. But when you go there with your film, when you hang around with those people, I think the energy is still very insecure. You still want to prove, and you're still like really anxious, and you don't know if you're going to win an award or how it will be received. The very next year I went there as a jury member, and I saw how there was an energy shift in the environment around me, because everyone there, they're veterans, they're like at the top of their game, and they know that they're going to be highs and lows. So the energy is very secure. It's not a make or break for them. They all have experienced like really lowest of lows, and they've risen, and they know that it's the cycle of life, and they're okay with it. So there's a sense of security, there's a sense of maturity in the energy around, and I think I caught on to that a lot, and that really calmed me down as an actor, because as an actor, and also like watching films, like whenever you don't win an award with your film, or it's not like houseful, or it's not received well, you always take it upon yourself that I led the film and it was because of me. But when I saw films as a jury member, in a lot of films, I used to feel like the acting is amazing, the performances are great, just the film is lacking. So it also helped me understand different perspectives of filmmaking, and how not to take pressure just on yourself. You can be great, the film might not work. So it just gave me a broader perspective of everything, and I think I learned a lot, and I came back with a little more maturity, I would like to believe.
Awesome. Because these days that's what they're saying, like for your movie for that matter, I mean, word of mouth is strong, reviews are great, may not have translated in box office numbers somewhere, because the yardstick is box office. forget about the reviews, ये इतने पैसे बनाए भैया, matter. The movie could be terrible, but नहीं जी, number उसके बहुत अच्छे हैं. What is your take? Do you now feel that word of mouth is coming up as a strong PR because the audience is now very quick? I mean, I'm not saying because Sarfira, the reviews are very nice. It's not necessary कि उतना ही crowd जाएगा, screen space, whatever, you know, would be the math.
Sorry, your voice is breaking now.
आप static हो गए, हाँ.
आप भी हो गए.
So what do you actually feel as an actor who, you know, your movies have been critically acclaimed, I would say, like you've done a Pataka, like the Angrezi media, they've been critically acclaimed. Doesn't mean the box office mega blockbusters, but at least people remember these films, you know. So what is your take as someone who is in this rat race? I mean, it is a rat race.
Yeah. So because I came from the outside. I didn't know how box office numbers affected one's careers. I didn't know that Pataka had not worked or Mard had not worked because I was getting appreciated and I was getting work. Later on, I realized that, oh, it is very important. But फिर मैं अपना ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड जब चेक करती हूँ, मुझे लगता है कि मेरे बॉक्स ऑफिस नंबर्स इतने अच्छे नहीं है, और फिर भी मुझे काम तो मिल रहा है और अच्छा काम मिल रहा है. तो आई थिंक जो मेरी स्ट्रेंथ है, जो मेरे हाथ में, मैं उसमें फोकस करती हूँ, परफॉर्म करती रहती हूँ, सच्चाई ढूंढती रहती हूँ हर एक परफॉर्मेंस में, और अपना और हार्ड वर्क करती हूँ, अपने अंदर से और चीजें निकालती हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे कहीं ना कहीं लगता है कि मैं अपनी मेहनत में ना चूकूं. बाकी चीजों में बहुत अलग फैक्टर्स हैं, मार्केटिंग प्ले में आती है, कितने आपके कितने आपको डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स के साथ कितने हॉल्स मिले, ये सब बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स आ जाते हैं जो मेरे हाथ में है ही नहीं.
Absolutely.
तो मुझे लगता है कि मैं अपना काम शिद्दत के साथ कर लूं.
No, absolutely.
And that is it because टेंशन लेने का फायदा नहीं है जो उन चीजों के बारे में जो मेरे हाथ में है ही नहीं, जो मेरा एक्सपर्टीज भी नहीं है.
Absolutely. That's what most of the movies that have done well have got great reviews, box office numbers, because I think that also now will be, I think, kahin shake ho raha hai because that cannot dictate cinema. Moving aside, as we wrap up, what is for you the biggest challenge? And now we are seeing great narratives for female actors also being present. But वही कोई कह रहा था कि narratives उतने हैं, actors इतने सारे हैं, so it is like a भीड़.
Yeah, so I know that, and I've been experiencing that since the time I came to Bombay. The only thing that I've tried to do in my career is do parts which have been very different from one another. I've never played in my safe zone. When I did Pataka, I got offered a lot of roles. जो गांव वालों के roles होते हैं वो offer हुए थे. अंग्रेजी के बाद सारे coming of age teenagers के role offer हुए थे. So I tried to say no to a lot of those things in order to live a different life. I tried to just show versatility so that whenever projects are being mounted, at least filmmakers and audiences, they can see that कि कर लेगी कुछ अलग. ये जरूरी नहीं है, ये सिर्फ इस बॉक्स में नहीं है. So मैं ट्राई करती हूँ कि मैं अलग अलग फ्लेवर्स दिखाऊं, अलग अलग लाइव्स जीऊं, जितनी एक दूसरे से अलग हो सकती है उतनी. Like if you will compare Sana to Pataka, you will be very surprised. It's a very different range, but I love doing that. I love playing. So I just hope कि अगर versatility अगर मैं थोड़ा दिखा पाती हूँ तो शायद filmmakers देख लें and मौका मिल जाए. पर मुझे अभी लगता है कि बहुत जगह है, सबके लिए जगह है. बहुत प्रोजेक्ट्स बन रहे हैं, OTT के आने से और प्रोजेक्ट्स बन रहे हैं. तो ऐसा नहीं कि साल की वही 8 फिल्में बन रही है और उसमें हमें हजारों लड़कियों में से एक चुनना है. नहीं, बहुत सारे शोज बन रहे हैं, ओरिजिनल्स बन रहे हैं, Amazon ओरिजिनल, Netflix ओरिजिनल, मूवीज, थिएट्रिकल फिल्म्स अलग बन रही है. तो मुझे लगता है सबके लिए अपनी एक जगह है, सब काम कर सकते हैं और सब खुशी से काम कर सकते हैं.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that is what I'm doing right now.
And it's also coming from a place of security, someone who is secure in herself, and that's really nice. So जाते जाते कौन सी भी सरफिरी चीज रहती है करने के लिए जो है माइंड में, बता दो हमें.
अभी मैंने बताया, I really want to start a production house of my own. I don't know, like it's a very bold move, and it's a very, but I really want to do that. So, like, yeah, and I also want to write a script. So
that means there's something already germinated here. It just, wow.
Sarfira.
No, not Sarfira at all. Way to go. I mean, where you have come to encourage others also like you who may not get the leeway. So way to go, yeah. All the very best.
Thank you. I hope I get to do it sometime. Yeah.
Cheering for you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So lovely to
And huggy to your doggy. Very sweet.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.